Welcome back to Frankie Off Grid, and if you're new here, we are Carissa and Ewan, and back in 2020 we left North Wales and bought a stone ruin and 1.5 acres of land in central Portugal with the plan to build our own off-grid homestead. This week we had one of the biggest wildfires of the season on the horizon, struggled with our water system and trying to work in the heat, and also visited our friend Jasper, who lives in one of Portugal's abandoned ghost towns.
Good morning, everybody. A bit bright. It's a bright day today. It's hot. It's going to be 40, I think. It's our first proper 40 day. So summer's back and hitting with a bang. We have quite a large fire not too far away from us. It's probably the closest big one in terms of proximity to us. Still, for us anyway, not much to be worried about. It's all going the wrong direction, but not that helps anybody else, of course. I think they've evacuated a few villages. Jasper from the Portugal project, he lives not too far away from there. There's some pretty dramatic footage over on his channel, so head over there and check that. The Portugal project, not Project Portugal. Yeah, so they didn't manage to put the fire out before sunset last night, which means that they can't fly the fire planes, obviously overnight. Close proximity to other fire planes, not too safe. So we've woken up this morning and just like clockwork, as soon as you hit 9 o'clock, you can hear all the planes fire up and they are back on their way to the fire. We can still see the smoke this morning. There was some crazy glow last night in the sky above the clouds and above the clouds, the sky above the smoke. That was pretty surreal. I just noticed how many blackberries we've got. Crazy, man. At least some fruit is doing well this year. Other than the grapes, of course. The grapes are doing amazingly. The last time we showed you them, we were just entering the veraison stage, which is where they change colour. But now most of them have all gone over. So yeah, it's looking like a really good harvest. It's like an actual air show around here today. Get it? So these red ones can each drop 7,000 litres in one go. I'm not sure how much that is in gallons. I'll pop it here for you. These two are a bit close. It's kind of the worry with so many planes in the sky and they're all so close together. Wowzer, it's warm today. It's like, well, the thermometer outside the cabin is saying 44. The thermometer thing we've got that's actually in the sun is showing 52, but that's in the sun, so it's hot, hot. Bit of a contrast to last week back in Wales. So Carissa's hiding underneath the cork oak in the shade, and I'm hiding in the kitchen watching the football. First day of the season. Whoop, whoop. So yeah, fire update. It seems to be under control today. We've had significantly less planes. We've had a few go over, but not like it was the last few days. So it seems that they've all got it all good and sorted. Whilst we're on the subject of the fire, another video that I think you should look at if you're interested in it at all is from a couple. Their channel is called Pensioners in Portugal. I'll pop a link down here and I'll show you some footage now. But blinking heck, too close for comfort, for sure.
All the way up the trunk.
Within a few seconds it just took the pine tree out.
Yeah, which was really scary.
Yeah.
So thoughts with those guys, from what I understand, they're okay, they got away with it. We may well take you to go and see Jasper tomorrow or the day after. He had some pretty shocking footage. He lives in a cool place. It's like a ghost town. We'll probably take you there this week. It's too hot. It's too hot to do any work. One of those harsh realities of living in a very, very hot climate with nutters that like to start fires. From what we heard in the local cafe today, they reckon that this one was started from a dropped cigarette in the middle of a pine forest. Some bright sparks out there.
I would just like to take a quick minute to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Squarespace, a brilliant all-in-one website building platform where it's easy to create a beautiful website. If you're a creative, a solo entrepreneur, or a business owner with a large team, Squarespace can empower you to create a powerful online presence or launch your passion project. 3 of my favourite features they have which make creating a website with them a smooth experience are, first and foremost, their award-winning templates. They have so many beautiful designs to choose from that quickly help you achieve a sleek and professional looking site, even if this is your first time creating one. Secondly, their editing interface Fluid Engine is very intuitive to use, as you can simply drag and drop to position everything exactly the way you want, whether that's a text, video, photo or audio block. And thirdly, their commerce feature makes it simple to set up and sell your products on an online store. Whether you sell physical, digital or service products, Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. You'll find a link to squarespace.com in the description below, which you can head to for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, you can save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain by going to squarespace.com/FrankieOffGrid. We have the Diogo bark that I call the hedgehog bark. This is normally him shouting at hedgehog. So let's go and find it, because it's so loud. I always like to see hedgehogs and to rescue them from just being yelled at. And when he's doing this, he just won't come back if we call him. Just have to go and get him. What are you doing? This is a poor hedgehog. He's a friend, Diogo. You should be nice. We've got all these dirt patches on our land from when he finds them. You're a silly boy. Oh, we were carrying up the water earlier and the bag broke. Eating grass. You're a strange dog, Diogo. Still walks a bit funny on that back left leg. We're going this way, are we? Through the garden. Come on then. We're just looking for the greenest grass to eat. Simao. Help us. Come on, silly boy. It's bedtime. Come on. Come on. To the house. Sausage dog.
So, fire update, day 4, and it's out. Well, it's under control. In resolution, they call it on the Fogos app. So that's good news. One of those fires in one of those places that could have got really bad. So, definitely relieved. Today is going to be another really hot one. Last night it was 32 degrees at 11 PM. So, fan on all night in the cabin. Today we're going to go and do some chores, and we're going to take as long as we possibly can doing them, and basically go and test which local business has the best aircon. Does get a little bit boring just trying to hide out from the heat all day every day. So that's what we're going to go and do after some breakfast. Right, so what with it being so hot, we're going to do some more preserving. As you can see, we have a glut of tomatoes, which I have even more on the vine behind me. You can't quite see it. So we're going to start sun drying some more. They were a huge success the first year. They lasted us ages. So these are a bit soft, so I've got the sharpest knife I've got, which is why in case you're wondering why I've got a ludicrously big knife.
Quando o piano já não quer mais tocar e as teclas pretas não saem do lugar, quando o corno inglês ter que ir pro xadrez porque não tem mais onde ficar. Quando o prelúdio nem começar e a semibreve cansar.
It's now the evening. Ooh, shit, it has been hot today. Thermometer said we got to 42, sorry. Although we didn't actually, that's just like our thermometer, which is a bit inaccurate. On our way back from our 3 hours in Forum, excuse the bushes. Yeah, on the way back from Forum and our aircon stealing mission, we stopped at a pasteleria on the way home, and one of our neighbours very considerately explained to us that there is going to be a javali or wild boar hunt this evening around our area. So don't tell anyone, but I always hope. Don't tell anyone, but I always hope that they don't catch anything. So what I did figure I would do, because there could well be... Is this thing not focusing right, is it? What I thought I would do, seeing as there could be boar running around everywhere, is I would put one of our rear link cameras down in a piece of our land that has in the past had wild boar. So, it's not focusing again. What is going on? So yeah, I'll stick the camera next to our top well, and you never know, we might get something. Good luck, boar. So they focus weird. So they quite often come from the wall here, you see there, which is our perimeter, and they quite often come down this little path, down one of the boundaries of our land, and then off wherever they go. So I think I'll stick it on one of these trees.
Good morning. We brought our favourite kettle back with us from Wales. Excited because we now have powerful enough power banks to run it, and it's a great one because you can set the temperature. But I just realised our power bank ran out last night just before we went to bed because we had a fan running, so luckily we still have our gas one. The cats are going crazy this morning. Another good thing about going back to Wales was topping up on amazing tea and coffee from Iwan and his mum's shop Sabian, which I'll leave a link to in the description. We have a discount code FOG10, gives you 10% off. This is Summer Breeze, it's one of my favourites. Sean gets Assam from this tea grower in India that's organic. There's another one called Queen of Assam. Oh, it's just so delicious. I've been drinking tea bags from Lidl before we went back to Wales, and now I get to drink this. It's just another level. It's so tasty. Another wonderful thing we were able to bring back from the UK were crumpets. I'm down to my last two, so I'm going to definitely try and make some next week. So if you have any good crumpet making tips, please send them my way. I'm in desperate need. These are so delicious. If you've never had a crumpet before, the best description I've ever heard of them is a butter sponge. They're very sponge-like, and yeah, you absolutely slather them in butter, and these holes just soak it up, and it's just like so buttery. You toast them, and then I like to slather in strawberry jam. Time for some crumpet breakfast. So this is the tube that's broken on our water pump. It's that goes from the well into the pump. I tried to put on some electrical tape which can work with a hose often, but because this has a non-return valve and is holding the pressure in the pump, as soon as the pump is full and holding the pressure, the water then just sprays out of it. So that's why the pump just keeps rolling on, because it's got to then keep rebuilding that pressure. We're going to take it back to the shop and see if they will replace it for us, because we only bought this just before we left, because the other one also got a hole in it. They're not very durable considering what their job is. But yes, hopefully we can replace this, because just before we left we finally got the tap in the kitchen, and now we don't have a tap again. And it's like, well, now we've had that luxury, I'm missing it even more. We're gonna go visit our friend Jasper from the Portugal project. It's nice to get out on the hot days, because otherwise you just get very bored and a bit existential being able to do nothing. So yeah, we're finding like just going out for at least a couple of hours each day is a good way to pass the hot days, gives a little bit of a break. Hello.
Quick.
Oh, let the dogs out. Hi, doggy. Okay. It's really loud.
Can you hear those?
Is that the cicadas? Fania! I'm filming you. You don't mind, do you?
I'm not used to that. Don't do that. No.
So where was the fire the other day? Where could you see it?
Right here. So I was standing up here. Oh, my seat is even still there. Like sitting there keeping watch, like until 2 o'clock in the night.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, so it was coming up here. So my neighbor from the other side of the village, I didn't even notice. I was video editing like in the house, and I didn't even notice the camera. And she was coming with the car, and she stopped. And then I heard a car, so I looked at the camera. And I didn't even notice, so I got out and I walk around and I go to her. She said, I just wanted to notify you about this. And I look in the sky and I'm like heart shocked, you know. Like, and I didn't even notice. It was already going on for like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And so close.
How far away was it?
Like 2.5, 3 kilometers.
That is too close.
Yeah.
We thought we'd give a little tour of your ghost town.
So you're going to give the tour or I'm going to give the tour?
Oh, you'll give the tour. We'll follow you. We'll follow you. It really is just you.
It's just me.
And the ghosts.
In the ghost town there's now Maria.
Oh, okay.
Bart's grandma is coming to live here again. We need a bar in the ghost town. Yeah.
For you to
For
sit
me.
at.
So the first idea when I came here, because I didn't have any other properties yet, was to make this mini building that we renovated, to make that the bar.
Okay.
So in the beginning, that was called like the secret project, and the idea was to like make a bar from this. So make like an opening here in front, make a small bar. But then my video editor showed up, so he needed a place to stay. So we quickly renovated it.
Oh, this is cute.
The first attempt to guest accommodation.
Smells really nice in here.
Mm.
Oh, and this is a very beautiful logo someone made.
Now, who made that logo?
So you bought that house second.
Yeah, so first I bought the other land, and then second I bought the house. And then the idea for the bar was still there, and I was like looking at an auction site, and then this part was for sale. Only the small part, like in the middle. And it's 50 square meters, but with 200 square meters of land on the back also. Yeah, but the funny thing is, I didn't buy the whole building.
But you have bought this?
I have bought this,
Okay.
but I have half the property rights of the building.
This sounds like something we're very familiar with.
Yeah, so
This
that's
happened
fun.
to us.
And this is a whole complicated story. We're not sure what is going to come out of this. So this is actually the old building,
Okay.
and they put like a sort of extension like in front of it.
Oh gosh. The tiles are falling down. Super safe. Whoa. It's super cute.
Yeah, so they made two small little rooms here.
Don't know if my camera's getting
No.
used to the
My
dark.
camera didn't pick anything up here.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Oh, your camera does better. So yeah, and then they have here still like a sort of extension in the back. With at one point also had a roof.
Once upon a time.
And then you have like amazing views with the sunset.
Oh,
Very
cool.
nice here in the
This
evening.
would be a great bar.
Yes. So the idea is to make here like sort of a roof terrace.
Yeah. I like it. Look at these walls. Gorgeous.
If it stands, it's really gorgeous.
So which half is
If it
yours?
falls down, it's a nightmare to repair it. Yeah, so that's how it. So I asked the real estate agent like, how would you like solve this? And they would just say like, oh, put a wall in the middle.
So you could just build the wall here.
Yeah, so we make a wall, and then like this part is mine, and that part is.
That's hilarious.
We do need another door then, I think.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Look at that little shelf. But yeah, definitely need a little bit of work on the on the roof.
It needs to have like they have the Delta signs.
Yes.
So we need a Garitas de Luz copy
Yeah.
sign to hang out.
With an excellent logo on it.
For instance, this also got offered to me, this building. And it's the cutest building, like I think, like with stairs going up there.
Yeah.
Because it has rural land on the back. If they want to sell this, they need to sell it to the persons that are
The
connected
neighbours.
to the rural land. And they're offering this to me now, but they don't have the caraneta from the house. And there maybe is no caraneta from the house. So they're only offering me the land what this thing is standing on. So €2,000, they're setting the price.
I mean, that's not a bad price still.
But this is only the
That's so cool.
only the front is standing. Because
Okay.
if you go look here on the
Yeah.
side, you see that only like the front wall is still here. But it's really cute with like the colors also. With
Yeah,
red
I
and
like the blue. So did someone used to live in it?
Yeah. I met the people who live in it.
Wow. You'd have quite a lot of work to do.
Yes.
Is your plan to slowly revive the whole village then? Yeah? What would you like the population to become?
I don't know. I would like the population to be sort of a community that
Yeah.
like supports the things that we do. So, like for instance, we're gonna need a lot of food here. So we would like people to like keep a garden and keep animals and stuff like this because I cannot all do this by myself. Also, if we're gonna rent out like properties for tourists, it needs to be clean, and the tourists need to be entertained, and we need to have somebody in the bar who like gives a juice or a coffee or something like this. Then we maybe want to have somebody who gives like a yoga class or something like that. So
No, it sounds really
And
cool.
I'm looking to like find like-minded people who have different kind of skills who want to come and help out and earn maybe also a little bit of money from our projects that we do here for like tourists and other people in the area. Because this area is not, it's not like a tourist area yet,
Yeah.
like the Algarve or like Porto or like northern Portugal. So when people come here, there's not a lot to do also. So it's also nice to have some things that you can facilitate for other people, not only for your own guests, but also for other guests to join like sort of an activity that you and your village do, for instance. I know a couple who lives here who also does, they rent out Airbnb, for instance, but they also do jeep rides.
Like a safari?
Yeah.
To see the Portuguese wildlife,
Yeah.
the javali.
The javali. Yeah, you don't see them that much like during the day.
No.
You have to get up really early. So this is the other land. It's half an acre with two very sketchy ruins. So the idea is like to fix up the ruins, to have like people stay there or like sort of temporary accommodation for people. Maybe not for tourists, but maybe for people who want to come and stay here also and help out. I'm also having the idea to make sort of a campsite here, but not like, maybe eventually it will be a real campsite, but not for the next couple of years.
Okay.
So for now we're gonna like make it up for people to stay who come and help out. So no non-paying guests who can like put their camper here or their tent or how they want to stay. But the ideas are very open for this part of the project.
It's quite a lot of ideas for one person to pull together.
That's why we need some people to come and help me out here.
So, because people can apply through your website to come volunteer. Cool, I'll put that in the description then. Maybe we'll send some people your way. These are who are making all the noise.
It's not the one that's making the noise now. No. Oh, there's another one near the camera.
Just higher up, yeah.
So this is the little ruin.
No.
Oh.
So that's the story. If you come over here, because this is not mine,
Oh.
but it is mine. This is Portugal. So that is one of my sketchy ruins, and that's the other sketchy ruin.
Okay.
And when they sold me this land, they would part this part of the land from the deed, so that I could buy everything but this. And they didn't want to sell this, but they never parted it from the land. So when I signed also for this part of the land. But I didn't sign for the caraneta, for the house registration.
Oh, gosh.
So the house is from somebody else, this land is mine. Crazy.
What fun.
If I really want this, I can remove this house.
Okay.
But then I put the stones like to the side because this is not mine, but the land is mine. So I offered this woman some money, but she's still not willing to sell, unfortunately.
Very complicated.
Although they don't use it. And that's like a problem, I think, very big in Portugal.
Yeah.
It's like they want to keep things,
Yeah.
but they deteriorate, and it's
Yeah.
not nice for a village to deteriorate.
But
you
it's
know?
sentimental and
Sentimental,
yeah.
and they don't want to part from it.
Mhm. So this is Jasper's house that you've spent 3 years building yourself. So if you want to see more about the build, you can go check out Jasper's channel.
Because we're not finished yet.
No.
Far from it.
There's some vicious guard dogs though, so be careful. Oh, it's very warm and sweaty. So we went to Bric-a-Marché with the pipe, but it doesn't have any kind of guarantee or warranty, so they won't refund us. But there was a very lovely South African lady working in Bric-a-Marché who's been here for 15 years, and she was like, you should really, really try and repair it. If it's your second one, you're just going to have to keep replacing them. So gave us some actual tape. Don't know if it's going to withstand the pressure, but I thought we might as well try. It was €13 rather than 40, and if it works, then any other holes we get we can repair. So we're going to give that a go now. So this is the hole we're working with. We've put the tape on and I've put the tube back on the pump, and with these water pumps there's always like little tweaks you have to keep making. So you'll start it and then you'll be like, oh, I need to put the seal back on or this, and it can end up taking about 20 minutes to half an hour, and then if it's not working you've got to try and figure it out. So last time it took me about an hour and I did it this time of day in the heat and I was exhausted by it. I think I'm almost gave myself heat stroke, so I just started it then and I was like, no, to go and sit down, wait till it cools down. It's just so frustrating, this heat, but you just have to accept that it is there and don't try and do things in it if you care about your health. So yeah, I'm gonna force myself to sit down and read a book instead for the next 3 or 4 hours until it cools down. I just went to check on the chickens to see if there were any eggs as well, and we have these 3 eggs, and then someone has laid a teeny tiny egg. I think Ange calls these fairy eggs. It's absolutely tiny. I just had another go with the pump because I wanted to grab a quick shower. Even if it's not like holding the pressure, I can still run it well enough to get water coming so I can have a shower. So I did that, and then that would make sure there was all the air out of the pipes. And then I turned off the tap, and normally then it takes a couple of minutes maximum and then it shuts off because it's built enough pressure. And it's just not, it's just, so it should go up to 3 bar and it just sits just under, and then I shut it off, and then I've noticed a lot of water's come out where we've taped it up. So it's just really frustrating because these pipes are €40 each. We've already bought 2. And now we're going to have to buy a third one because there is no other alternative. Even in the shop we said, you know, do you have anything more durable? Looks like we're going to have to buy another one. And yeah, it's just annoying because it's like being off grid takes so much to get systems in place, and you finally have one so you can like go on to the next, and then one breaks and you're back working on that, which means you can't move on to the next one. And these little things just make life a lot simpler, and when it's this hot, any additional help in the day is appreciated. And yeah, not having that is quite frustrating at the moment, because there's lots that needs doing with this water. We use that water to water the garden. The IBC needs filling up, which is like our kind of like on-demand water for doing the washing up. We don't have a tap in the kitchen again, so yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but we always have to solve these problems. That's a big part of the lesson of living like this. So I think what we'll do, I think what must be happening is the pipes rubbing on here, and it must have rubbed on, I don't know if I'm pointing at this very well, on the stone work here, and maybe that's what made the hole. So we're going to get some drain pipe and feed it through that to protect it. Either it's that or the sun is damaging it. But I just think like these pipes are made to feed water from a well, so they should kind of be a little bit better at withstanding them. Yes, a little bit frustrating, and when you're hot it's easier to get frustrated more quickly. But there we go, as is life. Still no water here.
So I thought I'd show you progress on the sun-dried tomatoes. Should have got myself a clean jar first, really. There you go. These are our last lot from a few weeks ago. So these are now like little tomato crisps. They're super tasty. Highly recommend trying this for tomatoes, especially ones that are like just on the turn. If any of you have air fryers at home, I think you can, if you have like a dehydrate setting, you can do it with them. You have like oranges and figs and lemons. And very nice way of preserving stuff. Was not expecting all them to fit in there. And some of the excess salt, just to keep the drying process going. Et voila. Job done. Need to chop some more and get some more going now. It's going to be a constant for the next few weeks. I spoke to our neighbour Joao yesterday, last night, and he quite despairingly told me that he hasn't seen any boar yet. If any do appear over the next week or so, then I will let you know in next week's video. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed getting shown what a Portuguese summer is like. It's all good fun. The forecast for Wales right now is absolutely abysmal, so yeah, I would definitely pick hot over wet. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you next week.